Ladies and gentlemen, your boys are back with another episode of the Piledriver.
Live, baby.
Live. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. I'm your boy, the best in the world. To my right is the big dog, and down below me is the homie Vince.
What's up?
How is everybody? How was everybody's weekends?
Great, man. It's cold. Weather sucks. Despite a terrible performance by the Cleveland Browns, we had a great night of wrestling. All three of us did.
Yeah.
So Vince went to a separate show. Me and you went down to Parma and checked out RSW, Real Shoot Wrestling at the American Legion. It was a great time. I had a great weekend. How about you, Vince?
No. Yeah, go ahead, baby.
Oh, yeah, and then I ended up actually checking out Rubber City Wrestling's New Year's resolution.
Hell yeah. Where was that at? Was that Akron?
Akron Turner Club. It was really cool. Definitely a very older venue. It was very nice to be in.
A lot of nostalgia.
A little bit. We didn't get to go adventure much around. Looked like there was actually like a graduation party or something going on the other side. So we kind of just stuck inside the gymnasium. But it was definitely like your, good gymnast wrestling club. It was very cool.
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, Dean and I were at the American Legion. It was actually Dean's first RSW show, and I believe it was Dean's first time in seeing the smaller ring in real life.
Yes,
I wanted to ask you about that because we like the ring Vince is only like the apron's only like 2 foot.
Oh, really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of shorter. It's a shorter apron, so it's not like a 3-4 foot apron. Where you need the steps to get on. Like you can easily just walk up, take a step up, and get on the ring.
Okay, cool. I liked it.
It was cool. In my opinion, it's awesome for venues that are like the American Legion venue where the ceiling is kind of low. So it was cool. We still got to see some top rope moves. We still got to see a little high flying action because of the low ring with the low ceiling combination. RSW was phenomenal, dude. I liked it a lot. I had a great time. Got to hang out with general managers, with Tim and Scott, I believe was his name. I'm looking right now so I don't get it wrong.
Scott. It was Scott.
Scott, yeah, it was Scott. I knew it was. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, we got to hang out with Tim and Scott, and special guest Chelsea was our ring announcer, and it was really cool. She did a great job. She was cool. Great matches from everybody all around. Like we said last week, we had people that we knew and people that we didn't know, or people that Dean didn't know at least. So I wanted to get into it, and we'll get into Dean to get into Rubber City Wrestling first. But let's jump in here to RSW. And Dean, I want to know what you thought, because if you remember last week, Vince, I said he was going to love them. How did you feel about Mount Kilpis?
Man, I love them. Everything about it. You were lying. Once I seen them and the way they acted and everything, dude, I was all on board. Mount Kilpis, you got a new fan, man. I really enjoyed that tag team.
Yep. Gannon and Paulie, Mount Kilpis versus Raven Aura and The Void. Now, let me just tell you, Vince, that this guy, this Void, he hissed at me. All right? I'm talking, looked dead at me and was like, yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Hold on. Even his partner, even Raven, who we're familiar with Raven from Mega Championship Wrestling, even Raven was like, what the hell's going on with you? Like, it was a nice, solid match. Mount Kilpis was able to pick up the victory there. But again, and the funny thing about Mount Kilpis, Vince, is that Paulie likes to hug everybody, Okay. And like Tim said last week, he'll hug everybody in the crowd if he's allowed. He walks out and goes to hug the first person last night, and Gannon slaps the piss out of him and says, "No,
man,
dude,
I'm not joking."
Slapped his own partner and was like, "You're not allowed to hug anybody until we win."
Oh, ultimatum
gives him motivation. Paulie wants to hug people. So, of course, he wants to win.
Yeah.
Paulie's a hugger.
He's a hugger.
Who doesn't want to hug?
Yeah. No, they ended up pulling out the victory. They came over and
go hug everybody.
I forgot about this part, though. He tried to hug. After he got slapped, he still tried to go back out and hug somebody. And fucking Big Papa Johnson went over there and tried to give him a hug anyways. And that was fucking hilarious as well. because he just kept like Tommy Gannon was like, no, get out of here. And Tommy's like, I just want to give him a hug.
Oh no, poor guy.
I'm gonna jump in the comments real quick. Paulie said, good to see the Piledriver live. Love you, Paulie. Jill, I'm seriously loving the live skate, guys. You've been doing this needs to be a weekly thing. Jill, it is going to be.
Don't even read Glenn's comment. We're
Glenn,
not
get
even
the hell out of here with that shit, man.
That dude, hey, in all fairness, I wouldn't even be surprised. It's been the weekend of the underdogs. In case you're not familiar, the Packers are smoking the Cowboys right now.
In Dallas.
So, I mean, I said the Bills were going to beat the Steelers, but who knows? The Steelers could walk in there and walk out victorious. Freaking Mason Rudolph the reindeer. And Jill, we are going to be making this a weekly thing. It will be live every Sunday night, 8 p.m. We're sticking right here unless it's a holiday. One of us has something emergency style going on. Otherwise, we are here Sunday nights, 8 o'clock. The next match, let's jump into this next match. And this match, I think, kind of surprised Dean and I both. Evelyn Sage versus Nurse Micah.
Which went hard.
Hard match. Great. Vince, you'd have loved this match. Paulie would have loved this match. Paulie, big fanatic of women's wrestling. Paulie would have loved Nurse Micah versus Evelyn Sage. Great match.
Yep. I mean, she puts out every time. The last time we saw her,
I was just say, are you familiar with Nurse Micah? Have you seen Nurse Micah? Glenn, we miss you too.
Micah.
We saw her at darned it.
I'm sorry, not Nurse Micah. Evelyn Sage. You're familiar with Evelyn Sage? Okay. Yeah, Nurse Micah we saw at NEOPro.
NEOPro, that's right.
Yes.
I'm getting my
Mike, me and you've seen Evelyn Sage prior to that.
We've seen Evelyn Sage at Mega Championship Wrestling before.
Was it Herbal Essences?
I think so. Yeah. Well, she was with Harleen Lopez.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty solid wrestler. In my opinion, based on what I know about both of these women going in, I would have picked Nurse Micah to win this match. Evelyn Sage dominated in every facet. Every time Nurse Micah tried to make a comeback, Evelyn Sage had a counter to stop it.
Hey, Evelyn was impressive.
Very, very, very impressive showing from Evelyn Sage, in my opinion. Great match. She was able to pick up the W in Parma. Not mad at it at all. Like I said, it was a great women's match. It's always good when you have a women's match that can actually go and you can't I could see either one of those ladies wrestling with one of the men in the locker room and just putting on the same amount of showing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no difference. There's gender equality with wrestlers like that.
Yeah.
They can just go. Is Dean frozen? I think Dean's frozen.
Unless he's got a really good poker face.
I
think he's frozen.
Okay. I think we might have lost Dean for a second. He might be back. We don't know.
But here, I'll touch base. So, I mean, right now, we are seeing a resurgence of, a lot more women wrestling. It's
100%.
awesome to see. I at least see one women's match at almost every card I go to. So, to see more women in the ring, it is really awesome to see. And, kudos to all you girls that go out there and put on for us, guys.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And like I said, these girls, we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about Dean. Oh, he left himself. He kicked him out himself. We'll re-invite Dean. But like I said, it was nice to see these girls go out and put on just the same, it was a good showing. I was very, very impressed. And I hate saying it like that because it makes it seem like there's, I wouldn't be impressed or I went into it not thinking they were going to do good. And that's not the case at all. No. Because I've seen some matches, men too, that you think it's going to be a solid match and you're like, what the, somebody just shit the bed out here. Yep. So it was great match by these ladies.
Awesome.
The next match, a guy we are familiar with, Vince, another person I'm familiar with. I've seen him before. I don't think you have. His name goes by the name of JD Smooth. Got to go one-on-one with Butchie Cannon.
Okay, that's our boy Butchie.
The Infinity Champion of Mega Championship Wrestling, Butchie. Oh, look. Oh, we got Dean back.
Oh, is Dean back?
Dean is back. I'm going to move everybody back. I was going to say I'm moving everybody back to where they were.
It was cool. It was just frozen.
Dude, you had the best stone face.
It was so good.
I was like, is Dean frozen?
And then like lean in.
Show the hill was.
That's okay. That's all right. We're
All
talking
good.
about our next match that was Butchie B versus JD Smooth. And first of all, the crowd last night for JD Smooth was ruthless. They kept calling this man a hairy toothpick because he has some chest hairs, and he was very on the skinny side, which, look, again, I understand, but it doesn't really make sense because, like, at one point, somebody in the crowd was like, "Somebody get that man a sandwich," but he's fighting Butchie. Have y'all seen Butchie with no shirt? Like, Butchie looks like he could eat a sandwich too.
Right.
I love Butchie. I love Butchie, but Butchie looked like he could eat a sandwich too. So it was just, I don't know. They were ruthless. Butchie always put on a great showing. JD Smooth, a lot more from him than I expected, actually. I expected this to be a walk in the park for Butch. It look, the way it looks on paper. And I've seen JD Smooth wrestle before. I know he's not a pushover. The story, though, was that his former tag team partner that we talked about last week with Tim, who had went out to have back surgery, at the end of this match, after Butchie had picked up the victory in an impressive slingshot, what do you call it? Cutter.
The cutter, yep.
Yeah, he runs up the corner and bounces off with a nice falling cutter, clean as hell. After that, after JD Smooth loses, the ref's holding Butchie's hand in the air. JD Smooth gets him with a low blow on Butchie and just starts wailing on him, dude. Like, I'm talking, jumped on top of him, mounts him, beat the shit out of him. And then out of nowhere, didn't even know, nobody had seen him, I guess, throughout the night. He was hanging out in the crowd, hood up, hat on. Here comes JD Smooth's partner in, who has had his surgery. He isn't cleared to wrestle, but he is not going to allow JD Smooth, to act like this and treat, because that's why they broke up at the last event, because JD Smooth was trying to have some heinous ways about him.
Okay.
And so he came in and helped out Butchie. It was a very a nice save kind of deal, good helping moment. He shook Butchie's hand, gave Butchie the respect, and raised his arm because he, did win the match.
What you deserve. Put some respect on Butchie's name.
I mean, hey, we all know that's one of my faves. Butchie's a killer all the time, man.
All the time.
Banger after banger, as Tim would say, bangers only from Butchie.
Yep.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Yeah. No, 100%. There's no way. I don't think. And we were talking about this too. And we're gonna, Vince. I know that you weren't with us for RSW, and something we do on the Piledriver podcast is that when you go to a show, I want you to rate that show 1 to 5 Piledrivers, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. We were talking about this the other day, and we've been to some shitty shows, and I don't think we've ever been to a show shitty enough to give it a below a 3 rating.
Yeah.
Because they're still not that bad. I've never seen anything where every match was fucking horrible. And so it was just, I don't know. I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Wrestling's wrestling. At the end of the day, wrestling is wrestling. So I think the only way you'd actually get a 1 or a 0 on the Piledrivers, we just didn't go to wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, this next match was for the tag team championships. The tag team champions, the Unappreciated, putting their titles on the line against another team that we're familiar with, DD Trash.
Man, I was good seeing DD Trash again.
It was very good seeing DD Trash. I was a little upset. Vince, if you don't know, Ron Mathis, one half of DD Trash, his finishing maneuver is the Piledriver.
Okay.
So I was definitely hoping for a Piledriver from Ronnie. Last night we did not get one, unfortunately.
He teased us, man.
He did tease us.
He got out of the ring. He pointed at us like, "What's that move called? What's that move called?"
He pointed at my shirt and was like, "What's that move called? Piledriver." And yeah, we still didn't get a Piledriver from him, so that kind of sucked. It was a good match. I wasn't familiar with the Unappreciated. At first, we've never seen them before. I know the one kid's name was Logan Taylor, and I only know that because it said Taylor in the middle of his stomach.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's an easy way to kind of put it together.
Yeah. Look, I'm not hating on your tattoo, bro. But I don't think that, he had one tattoo right here on his chest. and it was like I don't know what it was. You couldn't really see it, and then it just said Taylor right here in like the middle of his belly.
Belly?
It wasn't like over his belly button like Tupac style. It was just like mid stomach, like where the bottom of this blue line is on my shirt. So, and he had he had no other tattoos. So that it made that tattoo look out of place, in my opinion. Like, you need to get some more ink, bro.
Sometimes you gotta get symmetrical with it.
Yeah, because that's all he had was just the one, and he was a great wrestler, good wrestler. I got to talk to him afterwards actually and tell him, I thought he did a great job. I don't know. Brucey just came back from surgery from DD Trash, Bruce Gray. And you could tell at one point he got dropped on his shoulder and it affected him. It changed it. He was unable to move his right arm as much. He had no range of motion. So I think that ultimately didn't help them in the end, obviously, because, what's he going to do with limited arms and one.
Yeah. I mean, even still at one point, we thought for sure DD Trash was about to end it. There was a few times Ronnie was rolling, man, and had our hopes up.
I thought, but unfortunately, like you said, we didn't get it. It wasn't unappreciated, retained in a match that, again, I hope to see more of them. I hope to see them. I know that RSW has an event in West Virginia coming up, but they do have another one coming back, and they will be back in Ohio on March, and we're going to get into talking about that because that poster is dope.
Okay.
By the way, they already put out the poster for it. It's got like the Major League Wild Thing head, like the baseball with the mohawk and shit.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And I think that's the name of the event is Wild Thing. Or
Wild Card or something like that. Wild Card.
Oh, Wild Card. It might be Wild Card, yeah. Let me see what else. After that match, after the tag team match, we had an intermission. We got to, go out, check out some of the merch that was provided by Air Duzin. DD Trash was selling merch. Nurse Micah had some things. Lots of good wrestlers, meeting and greeting, taking pictures with the fans, that kind of stuff. I do want to give a special shout out to Air Duzin as well. He came out during intermission and jumped in the ring. And they had some kids around, and like kids got up and took pictures with him, and he was handing them the RSW Junior Heavyweight Championship and letting them hold it and stuff. So, cool. Again, as a kid, that would have been a really, really cool moment for me. So
that's awesome.
Duzin?
Yeah, Air Duzin. I think it's Duzin. I think it's Duzin.
It's Duzin.
He'll probably correct you.
Jimmy Thomas. Hey, gentlemen, good to see the show again. Got to meet Vince. Great guy. We heard.
That's my boy, Jimmy.
Yeah. I made sure to pass along all the good words you had to say about Mike last night to me.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
We appreciate you, Jimmy.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely.
Then we came back from intermission, and, Miles, we had talked last week, and Matthew Taylor was supposed to fight a guy named Tyler Jacks. Well, as we all know, the age-old adage of wrestling, card subject to change. Something happened with travel. Tyler Jacks wasn't able to make it. So Matthew Taylor kind of came out, wanted his hand raised because he didn't have an opponent. And then it was kind of determined to find out that he did, in fact, have an opponent. Somebody just happened to be trucking on through the area and decided to make a stop.
Oh, man.
Miles Jacobs shows up at RSW to take on Guiding Light Matthew Taylor.
I'm bummed.
What was he calling the Guiding Light Challenge?
The Guiding Light Challenge is what he called it. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a great match. Miles came a honking.
Yeah, as he does. That's my guy.
That mother trucker.
That's a mother trucker right there.
Drop the load.
Yeah, okay, so this is exactly where I was headed. It's exactly where I was headed. Great match, okay? But this match was definitely overshadowed by the awesomeness of us and the rest of the crowd. We kept going with trucking references that were definitely sexual, and it was just horrible. It was horrible. Take it, drop the load, and then we, drop the load on his back, like this.
Oh no!
It was. We were very.
It was good. It was good.
It was good. Miles Jacobs, unfortunately, wasn't able to pick up the dub. That's okay. He's going against, the guiding light. He had to show him the way, I guess.
Yeah.
He tried taking his hand.
He
didn't want to go that route.
He did pray for him. He did pray for young Miles Jacobs. And then at the end, he, gave him the sacrificial wine pour on his face.
Yeah,
he did.
As per usual. But hey, I can only assume it was a great match because when Miles comes out, man, he's got that energy. He really gets the crowd going. He's got, everything with the honk, trucker hat. I hope he yelled trucker hat because, I swear when he pulls that hat off and he yells trucker hat, that gets me going because I know he's about to get going. And let me come
about to get down.
Yeah, I'm going to clear something up. I heard this once said at a show where he was at. Somebody called him out and said, he is not a real truck driver. I'm going to correct that. He is, in fact, a real truck driver.
He is.
Good to see you, Miles, man. I really always appreciate seeing you on a card, so I'm a little bummed I missed that one.
Yeah, no, 100%. I will back Vince up and co-sign Miles' shit. That is his, in fact, real job. He's a wrestler and a truck driver. That's what he does. So it's not a gimmick. That is him.
That's him.
And that's cool. I love that because I was the same way. I was like, "Are you really you really drive truck, or is this something you came up with? That's a cool gimmick. I'm not mad at it, but is it? No." He was like, "No, that's what I do." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Because as we all know, all these guys that we talk about on the weekly are independent wrestlers. They all have shoot jobs until they get offered a big contract somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
But until that point, everybody's got bills to pay. We all got kids and stuff like that. Animals, whatever. You got to have you need to make some kind of money. So yes, Miles Jacobs is a truck driver.
Honk honk, my guy.
Honk honk. I'll even give it to him, even though it's Johnson style. Did you see Vince? See, this is another thing. Okay, so for those people who don't know in Facebook land, Vince does not have a Facebook. And that's okay. That's okay. We're not hating on him for that. But that means that Vince doesn't know stuff like we know stuff that's come out already. See, I know who Miles' tag team partner is, and I know who Colt's tag team partner is, and we're going to get into that in a little bit when we talk about the mega card, because the mega card was just finalized today. By the way, did you see that main event, Dean?
I did.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh.
We got a couple more matches we're going to get into, and then we'll go into some other stuff. But we had a triple threat match. Originally, it was supposed to be, I believe, Jake Ely versus Erduzen for the Junior Heavyweight Championship.
It was a triple threat.
Unfortunately, because Rucker was supposed to fight Tommy Irish.
Oh yeah.
Something happened with Tommy Irish. He also was unable to make it. So Anthony Rucker was shoved into this junior heavyweight championship match, and it turned it into a triple threat match between him, Jake Ely, and the champion Erduzen. Dean, what'd you think about Erduzen? I was gonna say, what'd you think about Erduzen?
He's a lot smaller than I thought he was going to be. The dude can go.
No, Vince, he's smaller than you, bro. He's tiny. Yeah.
Well, small guys can go though, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, dude can go.
Yeah, he can go. He's pretty quick.
People in West Virginia love him. So
yeah, that's what we've heard
a lot of great things
a bunch of times. That down there, his name on a card is like putting Josh Bishop on a card up here. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, okay. And like Dean said, he can go. He came out, he proved it. He retained his title against both of these men. Jake Ely put on a good show, but I just want to set the record straight. This mother trucker decided to tell the ring announcer, he said he wanted everybody to know that last night he came, he was fighting out of Houston, Texas.
Oh yeah.
Jake's from Canton, all right?
You're trying to mess with our emotions, Jake.
Yeah, trying to mess with our emotions, messing with us Browns fans. But it's okay. It's okay. There was one point, the crowd there kind of was like, do the thing, and they wanted him to. He does the caca, and dude, it was great. He got a big pop for that. I don't know this kid's name in the front row, too. I'm going to shout this little kid out in the front row. There was a kid off to our right, Dean. He was shit-talking every wrestler. He was great.
Oh, yeah.
Great. He was great. He had a Baker Mayfield jersey on, and he was great. Shout out to that kid. Shout out to that kid's dad for raising him right. Like that, great kid.
He was great. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I was
gold,
loving
dude. It was awesome.
John David Myers Jr. says, I think Mr. Entertainment got robbed.
That's JD Smooth.
Oh,
Remember JD Smooth?
Yeah.
I mean, no.
You're robbed.
No, I got video evidence of all this. I got video evidence of all this.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Right?
Well, little heat in the comments. That's what we need in there, you know.
I like it.
You're frazzled.
That's okay. I mean, like I said, we'll put the clips out. I'll put the clips out of what I got on video, and we'll see who got robbed. I mean, I don't think the hairy toothpick got robbed.
Oh no.
But it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, I think he got beat by Butchie B, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. The next match, we had a tag team match, the Legit Businessmen versus the Golden Boys. Yeah. And if you're not familiar, Vince, I'm sure you are familiar. You just don't know the name, or you might. Do you know who the Legit Businessmen are?
For some reason, I feel like I've heard of them before.
Sonny DeFarge and Mr. Crummels.
Okay.
And versus RJ Jonesy and Jimmy James of the Golden Boys. And this match, I can't even say how good. Like, yes, I'm not gonna, RJ Jonesy and Jimmy are good. I can't stress to the fact how good Mr. Crummels and Sonny DeFarge are.
Especially together. Like, individually, they're amazing. But together, the chemistry that those two have together is, dude, it's so good.
The tag team action between them, the tag team chemistry, the moves, the
poetry and motion.
Yeah, it's glorious.
Sonny DeFarge is huge.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, Dean, we see Sonny DeFarge a lot at Mega back in the day, and I don't know, this dude.
He was a big dude then, but
he's doing these muscles like he had Brock Lesnar neck muscles, bro.
Oh,
shit. Like they were here, like, because he wears suspenders while he's wrestling. They got the suspenders holding the pants up, and I'm talking, these things were bulging. Like, I was like, and Dean said something. Dean was like, "Yeah." Dean was like, "He got big," and like I looked over, and I was like, "God, like damn, like he's like shit house out here." Like,
good for you, Sonny. Good for you.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they weren't able to pick up the win, but fortunately for the Golden Boys, RJ and Jimmy, they were able to get the win over Mr. Crummels and DeFarge. In probably, I would say that might be my match of the night. John David Myers popped in again in a comment. I second that for Crummels and DeFarge. Excellent talent. Should form an alliance with them. Then you should have legit business of entertainment. Ooh, okay. JD Smooth and the legit businessmen. So you can have the legit businesses of entertainment.
I like it.
It's not bad. That's a nice little sounding trio right there. I'm not even mad at that.
Right here. You know, all this hype for JD. You got a manager in the works
right now. And then,
I like that.
Obviously, to top it off, our main event of the evening, we had a number one contenders match. Kryzak, someone we weren't familiar with, going one-on-one against the Ultra Star himself, Ashton Day. Whew. Dude, this match was back and forth, Vince. I think you'd have liked this Kryzak guy, too. He was really good.
He can go.
I was familiar. I was like very hesitant, especially when he came out. Again, I'm very, very judgy when it comes to wrestlers on how they look or your persona, character, whatever. Not like personally. I don't give a shit what you look like personally, but like your character, how you do. Dean Robbie said you got a mangina.
Oh
no. So just like you said, they got to put on, and I don't know. He just came out straight black pants. John David Myers again. That Ashton Day is an Ultra Star, 100%.
That he is.
Yep, that's my boy. That's my boy. Great match. But I definitely like when Shane came out. I was just like, like this should be a pushover match for Ashton. It looked like this. You know, Ashton's going up against EC3. This dude was not no EC3. You smell what I'm cooking?
Yeah.
And totally changed, took me by surprise. Kryzak went hard as hell. At one point, the king of the headlocks took over. Ashton Day, the king of the headlocks, just jot that shit down. Takes over and gets up to the top rope when out of nowhere, Matthew Taylor runs down the rampway and shoves Ashton Day off the top rope, causing a disqualification, which we come to later be learned because it was, it's for the number one contender. We needed a winner. Yeah, come to be dubbed as a no contest. So we didn't have a winner at all. Like it wasn't going to give it to somebody on a DQ. We needed a winner. So Matthew Taylor then proceeds to just let everybody in attendance know that this is his RSW. He will be trying to show everybody the light.
Oh, man. He's really trying to get that light everywhere.
And then today on RSW socials. Well, then today, and then I forgot about this. After the Matthew Taylor attack, Ashton and Kryzak had gotten up. The crowd, giving them their flowers, their just dues. Ashton extends the hand in respect. Kryzak walks out of the ring. Disrespects. So then today, we got some footage that happened last night, apparently, backstage at RSW. After the show, Ashton went up to Kryzak and kind of, what the hell was that, bro? I tried to show you some respect. You dissed me. Words led to words. They got into an altercation and just started beating each other up in the back and had to be separated. Meanwhile, during all this commotion, the guiding light decides to step in the frame and again let everybody know that this is his RSW.
He's so good with it, too.
So I don't know what that means.
Hold up.
Breaking news.
Dropping it. Woo! Main event for March 9th.
In the chat.
Ashton Day versus Kryzak versus Matthew Tabor versus RSW heavyweight champion Dustin Alexander.
Oh, man.
For the title?
Four-way main event.
Awesome.
For the title?
Four-way. For the title.
For the title. Oh, man.
Let's go. I'm ready.
What already? What a banger of a main event. I think last time that we talked to Tim and we had him on the show last week, he said something about Lala might be in town in March too. And if you're not familiar with Ruthless Lala, that lariat though, that's all I'm gonna say.
What that lariat do?
Yeah, because already that's a giant announcement for March 9th. That's a major main event, fatal four-way match for the RSW Heavyweight Championship.
We need that hype button.
That's what I'm saying. We used to have one of those. We're not going to talk about it though. We used to have one of those. No. It wasn't allowed between the ropes. It wasn't allowed between the ropes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fair.
So already, Dean, what do you give RSW Parmageddon? Oh, wait, hold on. Tim Cross back in the chat.
Woo!
Returning, also in action on March 9th. Ruthless Lala. Nurse Micah. Chelsea Ray in the building. And Isaiah Wolf. All right, Dean. You weren't there last time at RSW when Isaiah Wolf came. Let me tell you, this man is hilarious. I'm talking like crowd work. While he's in the ring fighting, we'll talk smack to the crowd too. Like he's choice. I'm excited. Him and Lala are like a tag team kind of deal. I don't know, like a mixed tag team. They, like they accompany each other to the ring. That kind of, I don't know what their deal is, but they're, together in some aspect. And last time they killed.
I'm very familiar with Ruthless Lala. I'm excited to see what's up with Isaiah Wolf. Love me some Nurse Micah and some Chelsea. So. Dude.
That
sounds like
okay.
A good card.
We don't even know what's going on,
and it's already a great card.
Let's see and I just to get everybody. It is called Wild Card. It is called Wild Card. We are back at the same place at the American Legion, post 703-7667 York Road, Parma, Ohio. Front row tickets $25, general admission $20. Real Shoot Wrestling presents Wild Card. March 9th.
Get your tickets while you can.
Dean, what are you going to give Parmageddon?
It was a great show, especially for my first one. I really enjoyed it. I had a blast. Love Mount Kilpis. Kryzak was surprising. Seriously, the whole roster did their thing, and I'm kind of mad that it took so long for me to finally go see a RSW show. With that being said, I'm in between four and a half pile drivers. I'm gonna go with 4 out of 5 pile drivers. Great show.
Okay. All right. I love the show. I'm excited for them to come back. I was not happy with the ending of the main event. Obviously, I know that the company has no control over what Matthew Taylor does. And he just obviously wanted to interject himself into this and it's clearly working out for him. He gets a title shot now. So I'm the same. I'm a 3.5, 4 pile driver. I'll say 3.5. We'll go 3.5 and a 4, which give you, that'll give you a 3.75. I'm not mad at it at all.
It's a good rating.
I'm excited for the show. I'm excited for RSW to come back. I definitely, want to get some of their guys on here. I want to get some of their guys on here before they come back, so that so we can get more people up here, introduce them. So like Eric Dusen, I'd love to have him on the show. I'd love to have the unappreciated on the show and show them some appreciation.
Let them know Mount Kilpis on the show.
I know I knew that's where you were headed. I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure that we'll do that as well. Tim, if you're still in the chat, man.
Nurse Micah, Chelsea.
Set that up for us. Chelsea and Nurse Micah. I can actually probably talk to Chelsea this weekend. Yeah. So RSW, they'll be back on March 9th. They do have another show in West Virginia before that, which if we get results or videos from that, we will be sure to share them, let everybody know, kind of what happened.
I want to take a trip to West Virginia to go.
I agree.
I love me some West Virginia. That's my second home. Tim in the chat again said thanks a lot for you guys for coming out. We'd love to have you out next time, Vince. Hopefully March 9th, Vince, you're able to make it. You're gonna love it. Tim's a great dude. It. Scott's a great dude. Everybody that runs top bottom the locker room is cool as hell. It's gonna be a good time.
Awesome. Now it sounds like you guys had a good time.
Welcome. We're gonna make the trip, Tim. We're coming to West Virginia.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I was gonna say, just make sure you got a couch for something for us to sleep on, because
I'll get a hotel room.
I was gonna say, yeah, we gotta have something. That's probably like a 4 or 5 hour drive. I ain't trying to drive 10 hours in one day.
Oh, we'll get a hotel. That ain't no thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'll say, I drive. I'll drive hours, man. So if you guys ever want to go on a road trip,
Tim said we can show you something special.
Hey, all right. We'll start working on that. Now, Vince, tell us a little bit about Rubber City Wrestling and your adventures on Saturday. Hey, Scott.
Our pleasure, Scott.
Yeah, Scott's on here. I just want to say, hey, thanks again, Scott. We appreciate you, man. Sorry, Vince.
February 3rd?
No, you're good.
I don't know if I'll be able to make the February 3rd one.
No, I can't make February 3rd. I have Mega.
Yeah.
I have Mega and a concert with Zoe.
Yeah, I got AIW that day, too. Man, they put some of the best shows just lumped together, and it's so hard to try to pick and choose like where to go sometimes. But I think that's why we in a whole here at Piledriver work so well, is because we're spreading ourselves out. We're not keeping ourselves bunched up into one spot. We're going to different shows. We're checking different venues out, and we're getting a lot of the news that a lot of other people wouldn't get all in one place.
No, and I agree with you, and that's kind of and that's kind of one of the reasons that we brought you on this year with us and wanted to bring you in, because we wanted to branch out a little bit more and it's fun. It's fun. And then we haven't got to experience it yet where all three of us are at a show together, because that'll be a fucking raucous time.
Right.
But, Dean and I have been to shows together. Vince and I have been to shows together, and it's just, it gives us more room to expand and cover more stuff and ultimately put more of a light on these wrestlers that are out here killing it every week and every month.
I'll say this.
Hopefully after the March show in Parma, you guys' next one in West Virginia, hopefully let's work for that. I'd say anytime after March, we'll work something out. Either way, we're making it by summertime. We're coming down to West Virginia.
Yeah. 100%. Shout out to Mary Brewster. Love the Piledriver Podcast so much. Thank you, Mary. We appreciate
Thank you,
listening
Mary.
and hanging out with us.
Love it.
Yeah. So no, we definitely wanted to branch out and get more stuff, covered. And it's like you said, meeting Jimmy last night is kind of just, you get to the people that I've met, that me and Dean have met through this, and the relationships that have cultivated from just us talking about wrestling and finding people with a mutual love of wrestling it's been great.
It is. It's awesome. And like I was gonna say, I say this all the time. The indie wrestling is the lifeblood of wrestling, because without independent wrestling, there is no wrestling. You can't just walk in and put your hand out and say, "Hey, I want to wrestle." You got to learn from the bottom. And you see this being pushed through almost every promotion that I see, here and anywhere else that I travel to. So it's, keep up all the good work, all you guys out there.
Yeah, no, 100%. All right, Rubber City Wrestling, tell us a little bit about it.
New Year's resolution. So this was my first experience with RCW. One of my good friends actually gave me the ticket. We all went as a group. And so just awesome experience. In itself, the promotion has a very family-friendly vibe. I saw everything from, kids, older people. I saw a baby. We saw every age there, and that's exactly what this promotion does, is it puts on for all ages. We saw 2 pre-match shows. I unfortunately did not catch the name of the first 2 wrestlers. They did put on, I'm guessing they're probably part of the academy with RCW, but they did, seeing young guys in the ring, it is always refreshing. I will now, the second pre-show match, this is one I wanted to very much touch base on, because like Mike said, I judge a lot of wrestling, not only by the wrestling itself, but how you put on and how you present yourself. And immediately these 2 guys come out, and I'm going to talk about this first guy, because this is actually Rick Lieb's new understudy, and his name is Harley T. Morris. And this guy really has this Ric Flair-esque to him. Comes out with this long blonde hair, tan, sparkly feather robe, and really just puts on for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like that Luke Curtis dude that we saw at Exodus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll touch base on Harley a little more later in on this conversation. But his opponent was a little bit of a different breed. This guy came out, reminded me like my guy Road Dogg and DX, and he really put on. His name was Brendan Martell. These guys really, for a pre-show match, they really just kicked ass. Brendan Martell did pick up the win on Morris, but they still really just got the energy going. And that was a great start as a pre-match. That was a great start to a show.
Like the Jake Ely Colton we got at NEOPro. It got it going. Yep.
Yes, exactly. Actually, that's really what really got, you got the blood flowing. So right to the first match. It was actually supposed to be a triple threat. As we all know, cards will change. So we saw, and I will admit, I'm actually cheating over here. I do have a couple cheat sheets, but being a new guy at a promotion, I didn't catch everybody's name correctly. But I want to make sure. So the triple threat actually ended up getting canceled. Two of the 3 did not make it to the venue. So Brandon Millerton, I apologize if I butchered that, but he actually issued a challenge, and what I saw come out of the back was anything but human. This man went by the name Zook, and he had an eyeball in his mouth, my guys. And this man proceeded to start the match by spitting that eyeball onto his opponent. And it was absolutely terrifying. This man did not speak many words and wanted to just maul this poor young wrestler. And at one point, he did just that. He bit this man. My guys, he bit this man. Zook bit this man. That was his opponent. His name was Zook. And I tell you, I really enjoyed that match, because you don't see that. You don't see a bite. You don't see this. He was bloody, and he looked like he had just crawled out of the grave. and went to just wrestle these guys, and it was great. You know, it was a refreshing moment.
Like he made Beastman look like a Care Bear.
You know, a little bit. Beastman's a scary man, so I am not going to put that out there. Let's just be real, because Beastman and, you know, I don't want to be husked at. Let's just be real. I don't want to be husked at. But I also don't want to be bit by Zook. Yeah. So hopefully I get to see that again. That was really fun. So then the next match we did get to see, again, you know, we saw this guy Butcher. Now Butcher comes out. He's got a mask on. He looks terrifying. Kind of looks like a Hannibal Lecter of sorts. And then we've got this guy GDT coming out. You know, he just looked like your stereotypical wrestler. Kind of, you know, had this little swagger to him. Came out with a little group, and you know, he kind of used that group to their advantage. I didn't catch the group's name, unfortunately. I want to say they were possibly called the System, but they definitely aided in GDT winning this over. Or actually, my apology. Definitely aided GDT in participating, yet Butcher did get the W. And I want to note that at one point, Butcher did pull a fork on GDT, a actual fork, and proceeded to stab him with it.
Nice.
Lord.
So it sounds like Vince's event was way more hardcore than ours was.
You know,
you said this was a family event.
Hey,
right? He says a family event. Some guy comes out with a freaking eyeball in his mouth, and another dude stabbing people with forks.
Hey, you know, I'm just calling it how the crowd. Let's be real.
Seems like I saw a bunch of kids in the crowd. Family event.
Yep, exactly. I'm like, yeah, that's it. There's kids. There's a baby. It's family. But no, it was a show. You know, that was a really cool match. Again, I really like the Butcher guy. He just had this vibe to him. Like I said, Hannibal Lecter came out, real tucked in shirt, mask, and a fork. And I mean, that's terrifying. If I saw that at night, I would run.
Jimmy said they're called the System. You had it right. They are the System.
Thank you, Jimmy. I was hoping I had that right. So then we're going to go right into this match. This was actually going to be, I'm going to call this my second favorite match. This is,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We got royalty in the chat. Brass Knuckles champion Aaron Alloway is in the chat hanging out with us. So shout out to all the way Aaron Alloway. Go ahead, Vince. I'm sorry.
No, hey, we always love those shout outs, and that's definitely part of it. No big deal. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to call this my second favorite match of the night. Now, I think we have possibly seen these guys at Mega before. This was a tag team title match set up. Top Guns with a Z. Two gentlemen.
I haven't seen them.
I was gonna say it sounds familiar.
Two gentlemen. I'm gonna go ahead and say the one guy definitely gives me the early Kurt Angle vibe, and he was by the name Die Hard the Hunter. I did not catch his tag team partner's name. I was a little let's just be honest, guys. I was a little inebriated when I got to there the first half of this show, so I was not really going out of my way to try to get the names. I was just making sure that I was writing down a lot of the card as I went. But so I do apologize if I don't get a lot of the names correct on this. But
it comes with time. It comes with time.
This is more just me, you know, putting that out there for the performers here. You know, these guys really put on for us, and I try to get the names right.
Yeah, there's no disrespect if we can't hear your name and we don't see you on like a physical card, because 90% of the time I can't understand what the announcer says if everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like the PA system is super loud to where I can hear everything. Jimmy said Mike Smiley.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Jimmy.
Jimmy's on top of his shit.
This is awesome. Thank you, Jimmy, so much, buddy. High five through the computer here.
Virtual high fives for Jimmy Thomas.
But back to this championship match. This was awesome. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this was awesome. This was Top Guns versus the Hawaiian Lions, and these guys both put on a spectacle of a tag team matchup. I saw a lot of both parties getting in, all four at one time. We had, you know, the tag partner helping out the active, and you know, it was just a wild mess of things. I saw some really, really, really good suplexes. I'm telling you what, Top Guns really does a damn good suplex. Let me throw that out there. Okay. There was, though, a title change. I actually saw Hawaiian Lions win, but there is a little bit of a side note to be added. During this matchup, Hunter, or my bad, Diehard, the Hunter, got pulled from his spot in the tag corner by Rick Lieb. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But there was a handicap moment at the very end that did end up leading to Hawaiian Lions winning the tag team championship. And it was very well deserved. And I'm going to just throw this little thing out there. The younger of the two Hawaiian Lions did, in fact, take a moment before the start of the event. We actually did not have any chairs to sit in when we showed up. He took a moment and made sure that everyone that was standing had a seat. So I unfortunately did not catch his name, but thank you to Hawaiian Lions because you guys kicked ass.
Hell yeah.
So, that name rolls nice off the tongue.
Yes.
The Hawaiian Lions.
They had this like,
I like it.
Oh, they had this like vibe, man. I'll tell you what, like he was wearing surfer shorts as like his entrance. Like I was like, okay, yep. I already know these guys. I'm like, these guys are Top Guns too. I'll tell you what. So like I said, I gotta get to a little bit later with Die Hard there. So we did see another
the guiding light. The guiding light has entered the chat.
Oh God. See, every crack, all he needs is a little crack somewhere, and his little light just shines in.
The guiding light has entered the chat, along with the hammer is back in the chat.
Ooh, we like this. All right, so I had a light heavyweight champion matchup here. This was for the light heavyweight championship. We saw Spike Ronan versus Alexander Crawley. Now, these guys really put on an amazing show. This was actually a three fall matchup. I was
like a best out of two, or 2 out of 3 falls.
Yes, I wasn't expecting this, and actually, the first fall went to Spike Ronan, but it was reversed because his manager Christopher Essex threw him brass knuckles. So that went to the first one. And Spike Ronan ended up getting the second pinfall. So it was tied. They're 1-for-1. And then of course, Crawley somehow manages to catch Spike in a roll-up, pins him, and gets the championship, or so we thought, because right as the championship is getting handed over to Mr. Crawley, Spike, his manager, Christopher Essex, and his backup, Dice K,
beat Iron Tiger.
Yes. He told me he would know who I was talking about.
We do. I'm familiar with the Iron Tiger.
He jumped in, and they beat the crap out of Crawley, and Spike ended up walking away still holding that light heavyweight championship. So, and that was
is he actually the champion, or did he just took it? Like,
he is still holding the championship. Spike is still holding the championship. So Crawley did not actually walk away with it. And there is a storyline that I unfortunately don't have enough information about with that. But if you follow these guys, which I'm going to give you this little shout out here. I had a little moment with the intermission. RCW Spotlight Sundays. That's on their YouTube. Okay. And that's where you'll probably get a lot more information about their storyline there. I know that they also have RCW Global. Now, I did not catch the format on what platforms those are on, but
yeah, and I'm sure we'll have to do some. I'm sure it's all over Facebook. Again, that's something you don't know because you don't have Facebook.
We'll get there.
But it's the same thing. I would assume as that Mega does on Thursday, like this Thursday, we have Mega Turmoil, and that keeps everything going. It lets the common fan who doesn't pay attention or really have that much social media, or maybe they don't pay attention to social media that much. You know that on Thursdays about 8:00 p.m. you can tune in every week and get the storyline, and you can stick up with what's going on with Mega. That way, when they show up to the college or at your town or at Victory Park, you are what's going on. You're not sitting there like, what the hell what's going on?
Yeah, no, and I mean that definitely helps too. But it's also I'm gonna get another shout out here. I want to say thank you to.
I've seen it too, Dean. I've seen it too. In the chat right now, and I was gonna wait till a little bit later to say this, but we'll just go ahead and say it now. I got breaking news earlier, and we're gonna do some shout outs for Mega Championship Wrestling later when we talk about the card. But this Thursday, I do have the main event of Thursday Night Turmoil. Last week, if you were paying attention, the former Brass Knuckles champion, Chris Onyx, as he does, was talking a little smack in the ring as he was, during his match. One of the things he had to say was towards a certain former mega heavyweight champion that he had pinned once before. Long story short, this week, Chris Onyx will be going one-on-one with the Ultra Star, Ashton Day, on Thursday Night Turmoil.
That's gonna be a good match.
So
that's gonna be.
They had a little back and forth last week, and so now apparently this week it is one-on-one on Thursday Turmoil on Mega Championship Wrestling's Facebook page.
Hell yeah!
And Dios, so that's what you said last week, Zach.
Yeah, Dios is in here, and so let them go. We'll just go. Go ahead, Vince.
No, let me finish up. I just want to thank you, Alexander Essex, or my bad, Christopher Essex, for kind of filling me in on some blanks I had. So that was the manager of Spike Ronan. Great guy. Thank you again, Christopher. I appreciate you. So I only have a few more here to finish up. I did get to see a pretty interesting match. Marcus Knight versus Aaron Black. They definitely put on a very good show. A lot of high flying action. I know we spoke on this before. Now Marcus is now the second person I've seen fight barefooted. Caught me off guard a little bit. I saw his toes curl over the top rope in the turnbuckle at one point, and I said, "Huh, I didn't expect that." Marcus did get the win. Even though there was a sledgehammer used. Now, you guys said I saw a lot of weapons used.
Family friendly.
The more I'm discussing this, the more I'm going, well, maybe I should have bit my tongue on that one. But,
yeah.
So
I like it though. This is a family.
And he's not done yet. He's not done yet because of the video he sent me earlier. But I'm sure he's going to talk about that.
Yeah. That's actually that's my favorite one. That's actually the main event. But we saw Marcus win, and right as that happened, the whole time Marcus was in the ring, the system was just badgering him. Actually, at one point, one of the gentlemen, part of the system, got removed from the match, got kicked out. So
ref sent him away.
Yep, sent him away, and then he came back out right as the win had gotten done, and they started to pummel Marcus, both the gentlemen from the system. And then all of a sudden, Aaron, who they were supposed to be backing up, got in the middle of it, and then he took the brunt, only to reveal, ripping off his shirt, that he is now part of the syndicate. So he must have jumped ship from the system and went to the syndicate. And it was actually great to see two people who put on, yes, and it was really cool to see two people who had just put on a great match, fighting hard as hell against each other, at the very end stick up for each other, shaking hands, arm in arm, and actually there was a match announced towards the end, and the system is coming for Aaron and Marcus. So there is a match announced for the next show. I did not get the details for that yet, but I will make sure to get that for the next show.
Okay.
So that was towards the end of the show. Then this was the coolest show, and I mentioned this last week because I didn't have much the card last week. The Super Heavyweight Championship. I was most excited for this matchup because we saw a man by the name of Blackhawk, who is an American hero, looks just like a damn G.I. Joe, came out with the American flag, getting somebody like me who's real proud to be an American, real hyped up. And he went against this crazed schizo, a damn convict straight out of the jail. And it was a match. Now, Schizo was the holder. He had the Super Heavyweight Championship, and I actually thought that he was going to defend it. He did not. Blackhawk, using a lot of top rope maneuverability for a big man, took the crazed clown down. And I got to say, when the music played at the end, I really felt like I was in the beginning of the Transformers movie. That was a damn good.
I was going to say, Vince is about to stand up and salute and shit. He's ready. Let's go.
I was waiting for everyone else to do it. I didn't do it. I should have. But it was really cool, and you really saw that effort. And unfortunately, there was a friendly handshake given. Schizo being schizo, probably. I'm not going to be a doctor and diagnose him, but he walked away and, brushed the hand off. But that was a great match. And like I said, I was looking forward to that, and that did not disappoint. So now I'm going to go right into it. I'm going to go right into this main event because I was super surprised. This is something that I have never seen in my time watching these independent matches and any wrestling. I saw a change in matches because we saw Rick Lieb come out, it was supposed to be Rick Lieb versus Cody Reaper.
Okay.
Cody was present, but Rick Lieb didn't want anything to do with them. Rick Lieb instead turned his sights on Die Hard the Hunter because Die Hard the Hunter was actually supposed to unlace his boots last night after his tag team match as part of Top Guns. At first, Die Hard did not want to. But after a lot of trash talking from, and I quote, a young gentleman in the crowd, the Dollar Store, Ric Flair, which I really rang true. Sorry, Rick. We saw Die Hard lace back up into what I only assume was his original costume. And he looked damn terrifying coming out of the face paint. These guys put on a match. And I'm talking a match, guys. These guys have been rivals for years. And they made sure that they were going to end this last night. And let me tell you, they did. I saw Rick Lieb get dropped on his head, stand back up like it was nothing. These guys are not spring chickens. They kicked ass.
Hell yeah.
Still kept giving. Although Die Hard had him cornered, he had him in the bathroom. Rick Lieb came out with a prosthetic leg.
He sent me the picture of this. Hey, he sent me the picture of this last night of this dude hitting him with the fucking leg.
Ended up beating Die Hard the Hunter senseless.
Whose leg? Whose leg was it?
No one even knows. He just came out of the bathroom with it.
That's the worst part.
Man stuck in the bathroom.
Like somewhere there's a one-legged man.
I hope it's not in the bathroom. But that was a match. That was a match, guys. And it
sounded like it was.
I want to say this. Like I said, I've never seen a retirement match. I've never seen a wrestler unlace his boots before. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little choked up because it was a moment. You saw the heart that this man put into everything he had on the line that night. Last night, he put it on in the ring. You could tell that was his life. But he knew it was time to go.
It's time to hang
and
it
these
up,
guys sent him off spectacularly. Well, my apologies, spectacularly.
Yeah.
The entire crew from the back came out onto the ring. And they gave him all of his flowers. They gave him the standing ovation he deserved. And I just want to say thank you, Die Hard the Hunter, for all that you've done for wrestling here, now, and forever.
Hell yeah.
That was nice.
That was good, Vince.
I've never seen I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a retirement match either.
Nope. Not an indie one. I mean,
it was a moment, guys, and it was what was even cooler was like you guys said, there was a moment you had the audience come up onto the stage, onto the ring.
Yeah.
They did that. And man, I'll tell you guys, I looked down, I got so excited. I said, oh, I can go on the ring. I was gonna run, I was gonna slide in, I was gonna be that guy, and I looked down, I was wearing boots. So I'm not gonna disrespect the ring with boots, guys. So
gotta wipe the bad boys off.
Yep.
I respect it.
Yep.
So overall, Vince, what do you give RCW New Year's resolution?
I'm gonna go ahead.
Piledrivers.
I'm gonna go with the 3.5, man. I'm gonna go. That was from start to end, man. It really it put on a good show. They kicked ass. They used a lot of cool things. Like I said,
they used a lot of family friendly items.
Hey, I'm just going off by the little kids, which let me tell you too. Gosh, the dollar store Ric Flair jabs, 15 minutes. I'm not kidding you guys. These kids were screaming it for 15 minutes at both Rick Lieb and his new understudy Harley T. Morris, which Harley tried to get me to buy one of his autographs. I'm sorry if you hear this, Harley. I'm sorry I didn't buy one. Maybe next time you can front me, with all that money you made last night.
Hey.
No, it was a great show, guys, and I hope that we all can go to one of these in the future. And I want to say thank you, Andrew. This gentleman was one of the background guys, one of the film guys. He's the one that hooked me up with the tickets, hooked my buddy Jeff up with the tickets. So thank you, Andrew. He actually manages Miles. So I gave Miles a shout out accidentally last week. But still, Miles deserves it as well. But thank you, Andrew. Yeah. RCW, they're just a great promotion. Very tight knit crew, very family. Like, I guess that's what I should have said. Instead of family friendly, they're a family, because
very family oriented group.
They were definitely tight, and it was really cool to see that vibe they put out. So thank you, RCW, for putting on a great first show of the year.
We've heard of RCW for a while. We haven't yet to have an opportunity to go and check them out. But I've heard great things about them as well. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Sounds like it was a great show. I still can't believe Duke came out of the bathroom with a prosthetic leg.
It's the leg, yeah, for sure.
It was just, I was like, that's a leg. That's a leg, man. That's a leg.
That's a leg.
Jimmy said one of the kids is Rick's son.
I only assume Jimmy, was it the kid with the glasses? Was that Rick's son? Because he looked at him. He was like I thought he was gonna backhand him. Like, wow. He like looked out. Ooh.
He does it all the time at home, anyways.
Yeah. Oh no.
No, that's awesome. It sounds like it was a sweet show. Sounds like it was a great weekend of wrestling for all of us, actually. So I'm not mad at that at all. We got some more announcements for Mega. I believe we have a final card for NEOPro. Yes. I was looking over at Dean, and I know that the main event for Mega was announced today, but there's no way that this is a final card because unless Sebastian's in 2 matches. Because Sebastian is the first match announced for New Frontier was a 6-person tag team match. Pastor CeeLo, Sebastian LaShawn, and Raven Aura versus Chambea in Cisco, Luis Dio Varga, and Dio Salvador. Just recently, 5 days ago, a tag team match was announced between Super Oprah and Cassie Clay, taking on the team of Chelsea and Sebastian LaShawn.
So we're going to need to reach out to the Ohio Chief and get some clarification.
I will talk to the Ohio Chief this week, and we will get some clarification on a final card.
Jimmy said yes, that kid with the glasses was his son.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
But let's talk about real quick, because I know we haven't really got into a lot of Mega stuff lately, and I know we got as much time.
Brianna.
I don't want to take up everybody's time. This match was announced, and I know that there's been a lot of matches announced for New Frontier, and we'll talk about the one that was announced today, but this one I think has to be the match that I would say everybody's looking forward to, and it's because of who the Ultra Star's opponent is. The Ultra Star Ashton Day will be facing the Iron Demon Shane Mercer. Bro. If you aren't familiar with Shane Mercer, he picks people up, Vince, and like fall away slam style, and then runs up the ropes and does a backflip with you.
Oh Lord,
dude, he's a freak.
Like when we get done here, Google Shane Mercer wrestling highlights. The man's fucking crazy. Like he's legitimately freak. He will be going one.
And if he does stuff like that,
he will be going one-on-one with Ashton Day. So that's a big get right there to see that. And then another big thing that I think I'm excited about, Dean said it when it was first announced, and I've basically kind of used it every time I've talked about it. It's the tag team that we didn't know we needed. 2 best friends, like legitimate best friends before wrestling, have been friends for years upon years upon years. Always have been singles wrestlers. Bryson Teller will team up with Lenny Sandemus, and they will take on Cash Inc. for the tag team titles.
Oh, Oh, okay.
And then we also had a tag team match that we knew who participants were on both sides, but we didn't know their partners. We knew Miles Jacobs was going to be taking on Colt Johnson in a tag team match. Both people had mystery partners. Well, those mystery partners have now been revealed. It will be Miles Jacobs and the Crown Prince Memorial Battle Royal winner, Norm.
There you go.
Okay.
Taking on the team of Colt Johnson and the Suplex Shogun, Jackson Stone.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, you see the comments?
No, I'm in the Mega. What'd she say? Something about her sweatpants?
We said hey, and then love Shane from Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Michael loves Shane Mercer. He knows.
Yeah. That's main event Mike. Put some respect on his name.
Talking about my main event Mike.
Main event Mike. And then today, Vince, the main event was announced. New mega heavyweight champion Alex Daniels will be making his first title defense against M-Dog Matt Cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the main event of New Frontier. Yeah, that's like I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what to say. This card already, there's got to be, like I said, I'll talk to the Highball Chief. There's got to be something going on with the Sebastian. If you tuned into Turmoil last week, Sebastian LaShawn actually turned on Raven Aura. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll have to figure out. Maybe we'll get some more insight this week. I know that Madam President Sebastian LaShawn is, on the campaign trail. She's trying to get people to vote for her. So I don't know what's going on with the mega church. I know that the good pastor was not in attendance. Uh-oh.
Jason said, I'm giving Josh all the main events from now on. Can't have Contos having a big old head.
Oh, no, don't you play my boy main event Mike like that. Don't you play my boy main event Mike like that.
Damn.
Taking it from him. Taking that title.
Just smashed it.
Now his woman's laughing at him.
Wow, no.
Well, yeah, so that's it. And, like I said, the card's been finalized for NEOPro, and we'll get into that as it gets closer. I don't want to, get everybody too I don't want to say, I don't want you to lose luster on it right now. If we're still about a month out. So, but get over to NEOPro.
NEOPro is going to be stacked. You got Angel Metro. Man, Bray McKenzie, sorry. Christian Napier. It's stacked. There's so many. Joshua Bishop. There's so many people. We're going to get into that heavy next couple episodes. I think next week we're going to break down Exodus.
Next week we'll break down Exodus, and I believe we'll have. And now that I know he's one of Vince's favorites, Vince will be a little bit more excited about this. Honkamania will be on the show running wild with us next week, live at 8 p.m.
Honk, hell yeah.
So Miles Jacobs will be coming on. I know he wants to talk a little bit about Exodus, and I know he's got some things to say about Colt Johnson in the match coming up at New Frontier. But yeah, I mean, we'll get into Exodus next week, and we'll get into Mega the week after that for February 3rd in anticipation. And then the week after that, we'll get into an in-depth NEOPro. And I mean, yeah, we'll keep everybody informed on everything that we got going on.
Extreme Fight World drops some bangers.
That's right. We will be headed to Extreme Fight World. We'll talk to you about it, Vince. I'll let you know all the deets on that. And we'll be going to Extreme Fight World. It's on a Friday, the night before Exodus. So we'll get that taken care of. I want to shout out everybody that tuned in tonight. I want to thank everybody for liking, sharing, commenting, hanging out with us, talking trash. We definitely appreciate it.
We love the comments. We love interacting with all of you. It's our favorite part of doing this whole live thing. Is just talking with the fans and the guys that listen. Like people that we've met throughout the way at shows. You guys are family. They became family with us. We love all you guys.
100%. And it's like I said, it's cool. Like last night again, it was cool to be able to hang out and like get to talk to people and Scott and Tim and everybody and wrestlers and stuff like that. And it's just we're blessed out here. It's that's all I can say about it. Is I feel the Piledriver Podcast has given us more friendships. It's cultivated more opportunities to make friends and meet better people that we never would have had the option to meet. So I'm forever grateful for this.
Personally, something I've craved is just like meeting new people in my circle that like want the same things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
And I met some amazing people throughout this journey of wrestling, and I'm just blessed. And I love each and every one of you who's welcomed us
myself in with open arms, and it means the world. Something we don't take for granted. Brianna said, I don't know any of these other companies, but I support it. Love it.
Love you.
Love you
But
guys.
yeah. So
We
yeah,
love you guys.
that's it. We will be back. This is going to be a weekly thing. I know Jill said something earlier, and she said, we need to make it a weekly thing. This will be a weekly thing from now on. Like I said, barring any injuries, emergencies, anything that we can't control.
Or if we
will
have
be
some
live.
midweek interviews.
Which I was getting there, actually. I was going to I was going to use that to segue into it because it was beautiful.
Oh, okay.
Because tomorrow, Monday night, live on the Piledriver Podcast, I will have Brazzi Suave and Luis Dio Varga from Chambea to come on the show, and they said they want a little airtime. So we're going to chop it up with them for a little bit tomorrow. I don't know. They actually just confirmed today, so I haven't really, we'll do it live. I mean, we'll say it live. I haven't got a chance to talk to you boys, but tomorrow, if you guys aren't doing anything,
Let's do it.
we got Chambea on the Piledriver. So,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, so it should be good. Next weekend, we'll be back here live, and you'll see us at the next couple shows. We'll let you know where we'll be in the coming weeks.
Rock and roll.
Make
Go
sure
to the profiles, hit the link tree, give us a follow on all the socials. It means a lot. We're close to 1,000 followers on a few of them. Help us get there. It'll mean a lot to us, please.
Yeah, 100%. Make sure you go to Believe Land Media, like and subscribe. All the other podcasts we have going on. Brown and Orange Weekly, unfortunately, this week is probably not going to be the best. Guardians of the CLE, all things Cavalier. Follow what Believe Land Media is doing with your local high school sports. They're probably covering local high school sports in your area, and you don't even know about it yet. So get over and check out Believe Land Media and all the things that we have to offer. Check out all the upcoming shows, and make sure you stay tuned to the Piledriver for all your upcoming wrestling news.
But one thing before we go.
I was going to say, look, he said that, and then he froze.
He just froze. I was going to give him a line up too. Like, one more thing. Oh, no.
He said it, and then he froze.
Yeah, he froze.
One more thing.
Oh.
No, I think we lost him.
No, we lost him. Oh,
I think we lost him. One more thing from Dean is that he loves you all very much, and we will see you next week. Make sure to drink your water, stay hydrated, and love everybody. See you next week.
Later, guys.